We need to up our game and shit. We need to do comedy butt naked, right?
Saying his goodbyes. He blew his eye socket off and his eyeball fell out.
White women keep kidnapping us. Y'all seen The Blind Side?
Aren't you glad we have that disclaimer at the beginning of the episode?
It's going to come in handy for this episode. This week's episode of The Voice Party is brought to you by Big Boy Raps. Get your car wrapped by some of the most experienced and skilled in the Bay. Big Boy Raps, where the big boys play. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Voice Party Podcast. I'm here at the Palace of Fine Arts. Been here 33 years, never been here before. In my whole life lived here.
But I got to clean it?
Not even to clean it, dog. And I'm here with one of my favorite comedians. What's up, man? Introduce yourself.
What's up, fool? What's up? I'm JD over there. Marco's behind the mic, the camera. What's up, fool? Butch setting it up. I'm doing the credits, bro, at the end of the show.
He's a casting agent. It's Felipe Esparza, man.
What's up, man?
Hey, I'm a big fan of yours, bro.
Thank you, man, for being a big fan.
Hey, you know what? It's funny. I've been doing this podcast for since 2019, and that's how interview you did where you talk about how to do podcasts. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I started using what you advised, dude. And I mean, our viewership's grown since then.
Yeah. What
bro.
did you do?
Well,
maybe I could remember my own advice.
So the first thing you said is
oh yes.
Yeah.
If you're gonna start a podcast right now, man, you gotta record 2 months worth at least. Man, you gotta record at least 12 episodes or 7, man, because it's gonna get tough to keep this thing going and getting guests. So at least if you have 7 already made, that gives you 7 weeks to find a guest.
Yeah, that's what we do. We record a whole month of episode, so we can drop every week a new episode. And another thing you said is like, when you're a guest, like don't just say yes, no. Yeah. I used to do that, dude.
Yes. Also, man, if you're gonna be a guest on a podcast, you gotta have very, very long answers, man. Like, you gotta know how to project. Like, you gotta know how to have long answers. Like, somebody asks you, hey, man, what's up, man? So you heard you're married, and then you say negative. See, that pretty much ends the conversation right there. You should just tell a story, bro. Like, yeah, I am married. Be a politician, bro. Like when they ask a politician, hey, man, I heard that the last president called your wife ugly. And then that person, instead of saying, yeah, he called my wife ugly, and he also said that my dad killed JFK, and he also said that my dad was the fucking Zodiac killer. I couldn't find the word Zodiac. I couldn't say horoscope killer.
That's a good one, too.
But the Zodiac killer, right? But
horoscope killer?
I almost said it. I almost said horoscope killer. But instead of, like, he could have said no and then moved on, he said, let me talk about that, man. That's a very good question.
We're in San Francisco. The horoscope Zodiac killer.
Let me talk about that. That's a very good question. When I was running against that president, we were both throwing slime at each other. At the end of the day, we have to come together as a team and support for the party. I'm like, nah, motherfucker. He called your ugly ass wife an ugly. Yeah. You're supposed to be Cuban, bro. You're supposed to be Cuban. And I'm sorry, man. I don't know any Cuban that'll let that go.
Especially, like, fuck, your wife, do that shit to my girlfriend, you know?
Yeah, man. Like, if you make fun of my girlfriend, man, first of all, I hope they don't know that's my girlfriend.
Hey, so you've been coming here to the Bay for a long time. First time I came to see you in the Bay was like 2014, 2013, but you've been coming to the Bay. I heard you say in the podcast that like one of your first shows out here was in Berkeley, right?
Yes. Oh, man, my first ever college show was here in Berkeley. I came here with another comedian, Jeff Garcia. We got booked by a guy named Killer. He was a college student. Actually, his girlfriend was a college student in Berkeley, and he was going to a community college in Berkeley. I don't even know what community college. But he booked us to do a comedy show, man, and it was like a hell gig. Like, we drove ourselves there, and I didn't even ask, do you guys have a hotel? And we got paid cash, a check. Wow. But it was a hell gig, dude. Like, After there was no microphone, they gave us a little lapel.
Lapel microphone?
Yeah.
Wait, do you remember where in Berkeley?
Inside the college.
Inside the college?
Yeah, like one of those administrative buildings where the teacher teaches.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what they call him, the professor.
Yeah, professor. I didn't go to college, so I don't know what to call him, to be honest. And I'm curious, like as a fan, like what's one of your favorite places to come out here? Because I know you're vegan. You're still vegan, right?
Yes.
What's one of your favorite places to come out here in the Bay to eat?
Oh man, to here in the Bay, I like to eat in Oakland at the Vegan Mob.
Oh, shit.
It's a vegan barbecue. We just went there and we had a vegan brisket and vegan fried shrimp. They also have like different types of vegan Filipino food.
Yeah.
So they have like this whole vegan garlic pasta with lumpias.
What's that called? There's a name for it.
Devil Food's ham.
Yeah.
The little egg rolls, but
yeah.
they're made with like this fake Devil Food's ham that tastes like
Tastes like ham.
yeah, like spam.
Spam.
Yeah.
I've had that too. It's weird because it feels like you're actually eating. Because sometimes I eat vegan too,
Yeah.
and I went to my first vegan spot because of you, Flaco's Tacos.
It's good, right?
Flaco's Tacos.
Yeah, Flaco's Tacos.
Yeah.
Well, what it is that some people they use Beyond Meat, and Beyond Meat tastes like well cooked cat food.
Yeah. I also gotta ask you that like I asked this to some comics recently that I've been doing interviews, and like someone at your level, man, I gotta ask you this, like, because I know you grew up in Boyle Heights.
Yes.
And I guess this is like a question I have, like, I do stand-up comedy too, and grew up in Richmond, like we talked last time we met. How much did that affect your comedy?
Oh man, I grew up in the housing projects of Aliso Pico Gardens housing projects.
Yeah.
If you guys ever seen Blood In, Blood Out, if you know the movie well.
Filipino, right?
No, yeah, I live far from there. I live when there's a scene in the movie where Miklo is hanging out with his mom in the projects right before they go to Crucito's house.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, she's putting on makeup and whatever, right?
Yeah.
She said, "You better go to school, or I'm gonna lose my welfare."
Beto is gonna be waiting for me.
Yeah, that where his mom lives,
Yeah.
that's my neighborhood. Like I know where that lives, and that neighborhood and that house has been in like 3 movies. It's been in Boulevard Nights.
Yeah.
That's where the main actor's girlfriend lived,
I remember.
and also in a movie with John Travolta called White Man's Burden, where
yeah.
in that movie, black people, African Americans, they're the elite people, and white people are like the bottom of the lower bottoms. They're like pretty much they're like what white people are in South Africa, like the lowest in that movie.
In South Africa?
Well, in South Africa, yeah, if you're like it's I know that it's a black nation, and to be part of that nation, you gotta like not claim that you're white. Like you gotta, even though you're white, you can't be white.
Oh,
that's what I read. It could be wrong, but you know what? A lot of podcasters are wrong.
I think that sometimes the truth gets in the way of a good story.
Yeah.
No.
Or like George Costanza from Seinfeld says, "It's not a lie if you believe it."
Damn, that's a great line. Hey, I grew up watching a lot of Cantinflas because of my dad. For you, what's some of the first things you watched growing up that like I guess you could say inspired you or just you really like as far as like did you grow up watching Polo Polo, Chespirito, Cantinflas, any of that?
Well, my first language is Spanish, so my whole family we used to we were like the Mexican American family, because some family they would get together and watch like Happy Days or whatever shows on, Dukes of Hazzard, I Love Lucy. We used to get together and watch Spanish shows. Like we used to watch a sketch comedy show. It was called Los Poli Voces, and there were these 2 guys, and they would do characters, man. Like they had it was like Saturday Night Live in Spanish, But I'll say that it was better than Saturday Night Live because there was only 2 guys, and they did all the characters.
They did all the characters in their makeup and all that, right?
Bro.
Yeah.
They would dress up like 2 women. They would dress up like 2 drunk guys. They would dress up like 2 Mexican dudes on the side of the freeway with cowboy hats. You know, like the typical picture of that Mexican man sleeping on the cactus?
Yeah.
Well, these guys had the same hat, and they'll just sit at they'll sit on the streets bagging on fools going, ooh. And also Chespirito. And also there was a show called Carabina de Ambrosio, like the Ambrosia Caravan. It was a Spanish show. It was all sketches, and there was a show about that show, Carabina de Ambrosio, was done with kids later on. Like there was a kid version variety show where they impersonated adults, and it was called Chiquilladas.
Was that in the in the 90s or the 90s? Well, on that same note about like Spanish comedy, I know you did one of your specials in Spanish. Are you working on? I asked you as off camera. Are you working on doing more Spanish stand-up?
I'm going to the Montreal Comedy Festival, and I'm going to do a Spanish show over there with Carlos Vallarta. So I got to practice my Spanish. ¿Tú sabes? ¿Me entiendes?
Tú sabes. How is that like for you translating your comedy from Spanish to English? Because I'm sure you know a lot of like sayings and jokes in Spanish that like it's funny, but it doesn't translate well to English.
Yeah, a lot of the jokes did not translate in English only because the play on words is not the same word in Spanish as in English. Plus, also I was saying the wrong word, the words that don't make sense in Spanish. So I had to go to Mexico to learn how to speak better Spanish and do better comedy in Spanish.
Are you planning on, like in the future, maybe a tour in Latin America?
Maybe, man. Maybe. It'll probably be, I want to tour, but not tour with me headlining in Mexico or anywhere else. I probably want to go with like a bigger comedian that does Spanish and be like a part of an ensemble show where we're all doing Spanish and I only could do 20 minutes.
That's the goal. That's one thing I'm trying to do is do a Spanish set because I know there's like there's an audience for it right here. Not even just in Mexico, but just here in California.
Yeah, I interviewed a comedian. His name is Edward or Eddie something. You remember his last name? He does stand-up comedy in New Zealand, but in Spanish.
Oh shit.
Eddie Rivera. Shout out to Eddie Rivera. You should interview him, bro. Get him on Zoom. From Mexico City. He does stand-up in Spanish in New Zealand, right?
Wow.
Yeah, and I have another homie who does that fool grew up in the hood, but he does stand-up in French, right? El Osito, yeah. Nelsonito, that fool, he grew up in LA, and he learned how to speak French, and he teaches English in France.
Man, that's always crazy to me because I see like Franco Escamilla goes to do stand up in Japan. Like it's crazy that there's an audience out there.
Well, you gotta go somewhere where nobody knows you're doing other people's jokes.
Ping pow. Oh, gut punch. Damn. I gotta laugh, bro. Oh, man.
¿Qué estás jugando, güey? Tú sabes, güey. Now, Franco Escamilla, bro, he does comedy in Japan. I didn't even know there were people speaking Spanish in Japan.
It's crazy how they do what country is it where they do the whole cholo culture?
Yeah.
In Japan.
Yeah, in Japan, being a cholo is like being goth. Being goth over there, bro.
Like that fool right here.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I remember the first time, I didn't even know what a goth person was, bro. In 7th grade, this girl comes in dressed in black, like a fat Mary Poppins, bro. And she had an umbrella, it's black. I told her, who died? She said, your mom. And the whole crowd laughed, bro.
Oh, shit.
She got me good, that dark bitch.
What's I don't know. I mean, I only got a few questions for you. I don't want to take too much of your time, bro. But what's one of the craziest experiences you've had on the road your whole career?
Well, sober, you know, there's if you get into something crazy when you're sober, it's because, man, you are looking for trouble, man. So I swear to God, man, if you're up to some nefarious shit and you're sober, man, you should go to prison, man, because nothing really happens when you're sober, man. You know, what do you say? Bro, I went home and I listened to my set and I watched forensic files. I did 10 push-ups, counted 300 and fell asleep. No, but craziest, I was working on the road with somebody once in Oxnard, and I went up, I don't know where I was. I went upstairs to take a dump, and I'm one of those people that, I don't know why, but I shouldn't be doing this. But when I sit down, you know some people just gently sit down?
Yeah.
I fucking fall down, bro. Like, I just crash down in a chair. Right? Or sometimes, you know, I crash down in the chair. Like, I sit like this, like that. So I came down in that toilet, and the toilet broke. And all the fucking...
Shit water or just water?
It was water. I mean, it was dark, I don't know. And then I went downstairs and I went to the headliner, man, can you use the restroom? Mine is flooded.
I just saw you I saw you a while back, but in the movie You People. How was that experience being in that movie? And
it was great, man, because, man, let me tell you, bro, if you're a young comic right here, man, I've been doing this for like 20-something years now, and I'm not famous yet, but I'm nice. People remember me for being nice. People remember me for being cool and hooking them up back in the days. So sometimes, man, people remember me. Or I've been in a lot of auditions where I didn't get the part, but I sold the casting director coke in the past or weed. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not Joe Diaz, cocksucker. No. But I did something, you know, like I made them laugh or they remembered me. So when they were booking that movie, You People, I got a call, man, and they said, Felipe, is Felipe available? Oh.
they just put you in it, right?
Yes. No. There were, yes. Oh, man. Before You People came along with Eddie Murphy, I was getting calls they were calling me, are you available to do Blue Beetle, right? Blue Beetle?
Oh, shit.
Are you available to do Blue Beetle? And I said, hell yeah. So I really had the dates and shit, bro. What's up, fool?
We did this last year.
Oh, yeah, you remember, huh?
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I?
What's up, fool? I don't remember, but he was telling me.
Can I show this?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, last year. No, it was last year.
Last year. That's will live forever.
Yep.
What's your name again?
Linda Pralia. Sugar tits and nopalera.
Sugar Tits, that's right.
I was very Mexican.
Wait. Say your names again.
That's
Sugar tits.
Sugar Tits.
You just wanted to hear him say sugar tits again, didn't you?
This is a special moment right here, bro.
Because he did this last year. I have a picture of him doing this last year.
It's a special moment.
Thank you for keeping the tradition.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you. Sugar Tits.
This is like a serenade, bro.
Thank you for having
You
sugar
got a
tits.
people later?
No, we don't.
Oh shit. You gonna give me mine?
No, right here.
Yeah, assholes do live forever. I'm like 200 years old.
After the show, yeah?
What?
Get in the VIP.
Make sure you. That's how you score points, dude. That's how you score points. Make sure you reach out to me.
Hey, you want me to?
Get some VIP,
You want me to?
okay?
Not yet, right?
If you don't see me during the show, like grab me on the side, running around.
That's dope,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
No se dejaron.
I only got a few more. I just
408.
so
460.
this we just witnessed right here. This is dope. This is awesome. This is what I'm gonna ask you, man. Because like, as a young comic, you know, how does it feel, dude, to have like a place like this filled with people that know you from something that you?
Man, I used to give away tickets, man. People didn't come in the past. I used to pass out tickets at the Vons.
I just had this one right now.
I used to pass out tickets at Vons, bro. I used to have a stack of tickets all the time for Latino Night at the Laugh Factory. And I would meet people and I'll just, here's some tickets, bro. Here's some tickets. and maybe they'll come. I remember doing headlining, bro. There were like only like 10 people there. But now with social media, man, people. That's one thing like if I would have did comedy, like if I would have started comedy in what year is this?
2023.
All right. If I would have started comedy in 2019, for example. No, 2018.
Before the pandemic.
Yeah, if I would have started 2018, there was no pandemic. And I would have been, what, 27? I would have went viral for sure. I know I would have. Because when I did my first TV credit back in the days, people were starting to recognize me, but they only saw me on TV because they would show it on TV once, and then it would fucking disappear.
Yeah, because you couldn't keep watching the video.
There was no re-showing it on Hulu.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it took me like, what took me 20 years to get here, it takes somebody only like 2 years now.
With especially like when they blow up on TikTok.
Yeah, it just takes 2 years. So when somebody tells me what kind of advice can you give me? Well, bro, I could give you advice that help me, but it ain't gonna help you. Because it's a different world, man. There's social media right now. I would say that right now, write the best 4 minutes of your life, like the best 4 minutes of comedy, because that's how you need to be on a Tonight Show. Is 4.5, 5, and if you just write the best 5 and throw it out to the universe, hopefully it'll go viral.
Last thing before I go, man, first of all, I appreciate you. A big fan, and a lot of our listeners are big fans of yours too.
Hell yeah,
and a lot of them are either younger comics or younger musicians.
Yeah.
And just as a performer, man, any last words of advice or any last words of wisdom you got for our listeners?
Fuck off, man. Stay out of this business if you don't have the heart, bro. Like if your feelings get hurt right away, this ain't for you, man. But if you're one of those persons that seeks gratification for the least amount of work, this is your job. Like if you doing this, because if you're doing this only because you feed off the gratification and compliments of strangers, this is your job.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, man. If you're one of those people that your dad tried to find you a job and you realize, what the fuck am I doing here? This is your job. Man, I don't care if you have a job from 9 to 5 or 10 to 7. If you can find time to do stand-up in between your 40-hour shift, like 3 sets a week, and get on good television, good shows, bro. Like if you could do a one-nighter, even if you go out on the road for one night a month, it was your regular job, man. I'm pretty sure your life will be complete, because to be part of this stand-up comedy community is like being part of this big gang, bro. It's like now you belong. It's like Goodfellas, bro. Because hey, no matter where you go, man, like no matter where you go as a stand-up comedian, you're a friend of ours. I don't care if you see a comic hanging out with his wife and kids somewhere on vacation, and if that comic finds out that there's a comedy show over there, he will leave his family to go hang out with an open micer for 5 minutes. Because that's what we are, bro. We're one big family, bro.
Man, that's a great send-off, bro. That, Felipe.
You want to do a guest spot tonight?
I would love to.
All right, you got it.
Thank you, man. This part of the family. Thank you, man. Hey, that's been The Voice Party, and we're out.
What's up, fool? Check out my podcast, What's Up, Fool Podcast, and I have a podcast with, turn it over there to that fat fool, that cool fool over there.
Bigfoot.
We have History for Fools. We have an episode coming out starting next week on May 19th? No.
Yeah, I think that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Hey, you want to find the date? We'll post this.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday. Tune in next Sunday. This Sunday to History for Fools. All right, that's been The Voice Party. Thank you.